Good morning, everyone. Let's get some people on and see how people are waking up
Your
this
glasses on
morning.
today, mate.
Got my glasses on today, can see a bit better than the other day. That's coming up good.
Yeah.
Telling everyone is on.
Yeah, so everyone's and we've got someone in already.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Mr. Udine, morning, Claude.
Morning, Tony, 94. Morning, Keith. And question for you, Kenny.
Yes.
What side last night, all right, let's see if you can get it straight away. What side last night went through to the next round without having a shot on target in 90 minutes? Here we go. I bet you don't know.
What, Colchester? I hazard a guess, because I know the Spurs Colchester game was 0-0 and they managed to win a penalty. It was even one of their players did a Panenka penalty and they still went through. I don't know. Are you beginning? I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to hear some Spurs fans say "Potch out."
No.
Strange.
I suppose they had a lot of youngsters out. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I saw the guy miss a penalty with Mora, and I swear Ericsson came on to try and win the game for him.
Oh right, but I don't know. I don't think it's so much the coach there. I think he's not his. I think he wanted certain players and he didn't get them in the summer. I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, the Arsenal last night. What a refreshing change.
You were there last night.
Good young players perform on the stage.
What was the atmosphere like?
Martin Ellis scored 2 cracking
What was the atmosphere
goals.
like?
Atmosphere was poor until the second half. Tierney was outstanding. I know it's only Forest. Outstanding. Bellerin comes on with an assist. Everything went for us. Holding scored. Looked assured at the back.
You know, there was some on Twitter. I noticed there was some murmurings and slight criticism of Reece Nelson. How did he do yesterday?
He scored as well.
I know he scored, but what was his performance like?
Okay, nothing too bad. Saka played really well as well when he came on. Smith Rowe came on.
The reason why I was asking that question is because Reece, he seems to me as like a confidence player.
Oh, I missed that comment. Oh, I missed that comment. Where is it? My friend Emmanuel, Claude and Kenny, do you think there's a power shift in North London?
Not quite. But one thing we'll say is that they have gone 15 games. They've lost 15 games this season, I believe, in the calendar year. So that isn't great form, is it, the Spurs? But, you know what I mean?
They don't really start. They start slowly, the Man City.
Well, that's the thing. We've been burnt by Tottenham. Like, we've had some good results against them, and then from about November up until February, they're unplayable, and then they tail off when the Champions League starts, and then they get the results again, and then they go again.
Anyway, going back to last night, it's a terrific performance.
But you took Reece. Let's sweat Reece. How did he get on?
Reece Nelson was in and out, but that goal done him good. It lifted his confidence as well. The goal. Of course, Smith Rowe went off with concussion. Saka came on. He continued his great form.
Did Balogun get a look in? Balogun. The reason I'm asking is one of my mates at work. She looked this afternoon because she lives in Enfield and she houses quite a few of the youngsters. And she told me, actually came out of work. She told me that she's getting a ticket because Balogun said, look, I think I'm going to be involved and I want you there to. She said, all right, I'll come and watch you then.
Mesut Ozil was a disappointment. The only disappointment of the night.
In what way? What way was Mesut a disappointment?
He looked like he didn't really want to be there last night.
Because I know I watched some of the fan cams and they were saying that Mesut just didn't look like he was be there. But was Unai Emery playing as match fitness, or was he just playing him? Because
I don't know what was going on there. But
would you have played Mesut yesterday? Would you use him for your league campaign?
To me at the moment, he didn't look he didn't look as if he was up for the game. It looked like it was a bit of a mistake to play him in that game.
What do you think? Do you think it was that it was Unai Emery was like making a point?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And do you think that he's because I always thought that
I've got to say we moved the ball a lot better without Xhaka in the team.
Oh, yeah, but again, but the thing about what I'm trying to say in terms of Mesut Ozil, the question to ask you, the guy's only had 70 minutes football this season. The flip side, was it necessary to play him, or would you have gone with the youngsters and just kind of let him feel his way throughout the season?
Yeah, I would have played maybe Ceballos start. He came on, he done all right. Who else? Willock was brilliant last night.
You know, the big elephant in the room as well, because obviously I saw a bit of it, but the big elephant in the room as well, obviously you saw the game in 90 minutes, clearly at, pitch level. Yeah. Callum Chambers at right back.
Oh, 3 assists last night.
Yeah, but in terms
Forrest didn't offer much, but he was assured that I've been wanting him to play all season,
Yeah, but what position? Because did he play it right back?
Right back, he played.
Yeah, but in terms of like Man United moving forward, and Man United, obviously, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is back. Bellerin came on for like.
He hobbled off though, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe so. He hobbled off, but sometimes if I knew I was getting a red card, I'll play it. I'll hold my leg as well. But in terms of like moving forward in Man United, obviously we're going to discuss that maybe later in the week. But moving forward, is he giving Unai Emery a selection headache for United on Monday?
No, so for me, I'd play Chambers. And in fact, if there's a weekend game, I'd give Bellerin another under 23 and possibly play him on Monday.
On Monday? Did
definitely play Tierney on Monday.
The lads, two legs, the right. Do they look ready? Do they look first team ready for?
I thought Tierney looked really ready for me. I mean,
in terms of was there any reaction? Was he? How was his pace and everything? The way he ran.
His crossing was spot on.
How was his in terms of defending? How was his defending?
Defending was good.
Is he the answer we're looking for at left back? From what you saw yesterday?
Oh yeah. I really do. But then I don't want to jump too much because it was not in the Forest. But
but in terms of like the situation, in terms of like maybe
I'm going too much.
How did your centre halves look yesterday?
Yeah, I thought Holding looked really.
Would he be match fit for United on Monday?
Holding played a load of the under 23. Now he's played this 90 minutes, so I think I'll put him in. But now you're going to put him in now.
Well, you just never know. But it's just because obviously you were at the game yesterday, so I'm just getting some answers from you. Because the other day, obviously we're not happy with defence, and like I said, obviously we would like to see some refreshments in that area. You know what I mean? But who else impressed you yesterday in terms of like midfield?
Martinelli scored 2 cracking goals, 1 header.
Yeah, do you think that we should be he should be more involved in the first team, around the first team, especially come off the bench?
Squad play not quite ready to battle. Only scored 2 cracking goals yesterday.
What about midfield? Because I heard that Ferreira played yesterday.
That's what I was coming to. Yeah. He played at the base of the midfield and done a good job. And that, if he stays in that position and does not drift forward.
So in terms of the base, you had him was he just right? Was he behind the? Yeah. So basically, he was behind the fence. So was he doing like the sort of job that Guendouzi was doing?
Willock were given the free. Was it Willock and what was the other guy? Sorry. Yeah, as I say, Willock was given a freer role to go forward. I thought. Smith Rowe looks a bit as if he's not quite there yet at the moment. I don't know if it's fitness levels, but when Saka came on, he came on well. I thought Reece Nelson played really well.
So I saw some bits of your interview yesterday, and one of the things that made you, I noticed when I watched it this morning, was you seemed very happy with the fact that we are bringing these lads through and giving them time.
Oh, yeah.
Moving forward in terms of the season, obviously I'm not just talking about Man United, but moving forward, like games against like Bournemouth, the Europa League game as well. Would you like to see more of them kind of pushing for that first team in terms of performance? Are they close to our first team, or is it just they need more time?
In the case of Martinelli, I mean, it's a League Cup, you know what I mean? I still feel he needs a bit of time. I mean, he's still very young. But you know what, players like Tierney, I mean, they're coming good. I think Joe Willock, he looks like he's played there all his life.
Yeah.
I mean,
So he's pushing for a place against Man United.
He's definitely knocking for me. I mean,
you know that,
it's not just against Forest, he's played well also. For the first 2 games, I thought he was outstanding. He even looked good at Anfield, one of the only players I thought at Anfield that played quite well. Don't you think?
So you know, like, I thought so. Look, in terms of the conundrum, obviously moving forward, you know, like so obviously, you know, it's 5 days to go before the Man United game. What do you play Xhaka in that match?
I personally wouldn't, but I know Emery will.
Is it if Emery did, what do you think Granit could bring to the game on Monday in terms of like, because you know, Dave, if you're put your manager's hat on, obviously you don't think Granit. What would it be the positives of playing Granit, Xhaka on Monday for you?
I think that the only positives I can see is his passing.
Big picture at Old Trafford.
Big picture at all his passing and everything. Yeah, that is one thing. But I just feel when he's playing, and that's one thing I will say about Emery at the moment. We'll say now, is he ain't got that right midfield. Everyone's going on about our defence, but I think the midfield combination. He's been switching it all around. I don't think he knows what his midfield combination is at the moment.
You reckon? Because there's one guy who asked a question. He's asked me a question, but I'm going to put it to you because you were there and you deserve to see. The fact of the matter is I'm getting more information from you, and I'm one guy because it starts with 7. I'm so sorry, 7-4 something. He's asked me, but I'm asking you. Who would you moving forward in terms of your first choice? You're Unai Emery. Who's your 3 in midfield, and why?
At this present moment, I'll probably go Ferrera, Willock and Guendouzi.
What would these guys bring you moving forward in terms of like the things that we like, protecting the defence, and you know, like I said, bombing forward in order to support the attack?
I think if Ferrera does his job properly, he can protect the back properly. Yeah, and I think the energy of Guendouzi, back and front, can also be effective.
Yeah.
And Joe Willock, given Joe Willock more of a free role. Joe Willock. The only thing with Joe Willock, I will say, is sometimes he doesn't sometimes release the ball.
Would you have would it be Arsenal having Ceballos, not having Ceballos, because he is the sort of person who will take the ball and try and do that. He's Cavalla race.
So what Ceballos, but then you look at the second half performance of Guendouzi, and it's very difficult. And maybe Ceballos and maybe Guendouzi coming in and out of the team. Still young, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I think that's one of the things that we need to look to sort out before. Because obviously, after the Villa game, myself, I was underwhelmed by a performance.
Yeah.
And one of the things that underwhelmed me was the protection for our defence.
I want to start seeing a bit more. I know I've been protecting you a bit now. But I want see a little bit more from Pepe. I know it's early days and everything.
No, like you best. How do you think Unai could get the best out of Pepe? What you know, like in terms of like Pepe so far, what sort of encouraging signs have you seen so far? And moving forward, what you need more from him in terms of the league's requirements?
I think his movement's good and he's very intelligent running off the ball. But I just feel that one is his shooting sometimes lets him down. And his final ball. I don't know. I just feel we need time to adapt. But I need just a little bit more from him. But maybe that penalty might have given him a lift. You know what I'm saying?
One question I want to ask you as well. Obviously, we mentioned earlier in the show, Reece Nelson. You know, is there a confidence issue with him? Because he got his first 2 starts of the season, and since then he's come on against Watford. He wasn't used against Tottenham, and it was kind of last year when he went off to Hoffenheim. You know, he started off really well and he tailed off a bit.
He's a player I think at the moment just needs needs a few games.
Yeah.
Not quite there for me yet.
Not quite there for you?
No.
Do you think so?
But
Definitely, you think Emery's justified
I
by
do
not?
like him in the future, but I just think at this
But he's
present
been around.
moment,
He's saying the future, but he has been
I think
around.
Saka's in front of him at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. But in terms, he has reset. Nelson has been around the team for the last 2 years. Remember, we noticed him, at the Emirates Cup in 2017, and then he was
Done well
in.
for the other 21
Yeah.
or something.
But
Yeah.
is he someone who will need another loan, or would you let him learn at Arsenal, learn the game here?
No, I think we still can keep him. I think we
Yeah.
still can come off the bench. He's still very young, isn't he? He's still very young. He's not. He's 19, 20.
Yeah.
So there's still plenty of time for him. But I think this seems to be his final ball sometimes lets him down. But I still feel that there's a raw talent there. I think there's something there, but it needs to be developed. You know what I'm saying?
In terms of like yesterday, game you went to do as well with Carling Cup game.
Yeah.
I know people saying it's only not in Forest, but did you see something? Did you see it as like a break from the Premiership, or did you see it as right? I want to see which players I'm pushing for our first team, or did you see it as another passage into a competition that you would like us to win?
Well, no, because he played Ozil, didn't he? So
Yeah.
it wasn't really that, was it?
Yeah.
If he wanted to try something, he wouldn't have played Ozil, would he? But I'm happy. The only thing I thought was the disappointment of the night was Mesut Ozil. He was made captain for the night, so
Yeah.
I could have done a bit more.
As a senior player, you kind of expect him to lead. It'd be quite humiliating for him if he.
It looked to me. It says, "What the hell? Why am I playing here? Why is he making me play in this game and not putting me in the league games?" And all that?
More questions. Well, obviously, I said you. Question I'm going to ask you: what does Mesut Ozil need to do to push for the team?
See, someone's just put up there. I can't read your name, but just missed your name, mate. Someone just put. We should play him in the role. Pepe in the role like Alexis was playing.
With Pepe,
Yeah,
in terms of like a free role,
yeah.
it could work. But again, one of the things that the good things about that is that Alexis was out of his world. He scored loads of goals. Obviously, against better teams, when you lose the ball, we get overrun in midfield.
Yeah, I think we do have a top 4 squad because there's Chelsea and Man United are not at the races at the moment.
Yeah, but do you think that's a question to ask you? You said like Chelsea and Man United are not at the races, but are we at the races? Because you've been very sceptical about
that's
our
why I still feel
season.
because of the other teams are not really pulling away. They're not that much in front. That's why we've got a great chance. I do feel we've got. I think it'd be criminal if with the squad of players we've got, we can't get to the top 4. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but do you all right? If you look at our run of games up until Man City, obviously forget Man United, but up until Man City, the 14th thing, do you see them as winnable games?
Yeah, because I don't even think we've got any of the top 4 after Man United.
So after you got Man United, then we got Bournemouth.
Yeah.
We got the Christmas break. Then we got Sheffield United away. Then I believe we've got Crystal Palace at home.
Christmas break.
No, not Christmas break. I mean the international break.
I know it's.
Yeah. But you got Sheffield United on the 24th. Then 6 days later we've got Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And then we've got Wolves.
Yeah.
And then there's Leicester.
Wolves away.
Wolves at home.
Oh, Wolves at
Leicester.
home.
And then we've got the international break. We've got Southampton at home.
Yeah, these are games.
And then Norwich away. Yeah. And then we've got West Ham. We got Brighton at home. West Ham. Yeah. And then after West Ham, we've got Man City, and then we've got, I think it's Everton and Bournemouth, then Chelsea and Man United. Yeah. So I'm going through all those games.
At that, the only one I would say is Leicester. The only one that would be is Leicester. Leicester playing really well at the moment.
Tottenham. But in terms of that, I know your thoughts on Unai Emery moving forwards, but are those the sort of games that will decide whether we move forward with Unai Emery, or do we just wait to the end of the season?
With the Man United game on Monday, I've got to be honest with you, it's where no matter how bad they are, they always seem to. We never seem to play well there.
75,000 fans at Old Trafford and their own team. Yeah. They're desperate. They're desperate for a result.
And they've got a grind out result against Leicester, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, and Leicester, to me, at the moment, are playing better than us. So yeah, I might be a bit hard.
Did you watch the Leicester game? Did you watch the Leicester game against Tottenham?
Yeah, I thought for a lot longer.
I thought Spurs were better side.
Yeah, but then I thought Leicester got on top. Didn't they?
Ozzy Gooner was talking about Guendouzi's. Does he think Guendouzi's got creativity?
Yeah, Tierney versus Tierney and Saka will be.
Well,
Yeah.
both fantastic full-backs for me.
I thought Tierney. I know people going.
Kenny Sampson though.
Oh yeah.
Kenny Sampson though, yeah.
You know he's my favourite ever left back
Yeah.
to play for the club. I'd even put Kenny above.
Well, the only player that got better than Kenny was Frank Scar in '87.
Yeah.
But that's when.
This bloke, I mean, I remember he could make tackles without even leaving the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brilliant fucking player.
Was Mustafi playing yesterday by any chance?
Yeah, Mustafi. He had a
How
good game,
did he look?
mate. He had a very. He didn't look troubled at all. I mean, I would go Holding and Chambers at Old Trafford. What about you? You wouldn't?
Well, the thing about
I don't want Louise at Old Trafford. He's a time bomb.
He says a time bomb, but he's had a lot. He's not getting protection in midfield. On a big picture,
I know that, but
he's passing. He's passing.
He's on the wrong side, wasn't he?
That's the way he played against Chelsea. When he played in the 4, he plays on left centre back, doesn't he?
The only way he can play, I think, is
And Holding plays on left centre back as well,
I
doesn't
think
he?
in a free, it's all right.
Do you want to play free?
No, but that's the only way you're going to get the best out of Louise. Oh my God, what's happening here? You can't be doing that.
Fancy parking on a busy street when in traffic.
You cannot be doing
You just can't do that, can you?
that.
Sorry, lads, we're just seeing the art of stupidity. Someone unloading their car on Straggling Road, one of the busiest roads in North London, and they're oblivious to the congestion they're causing.
Looks like they just come back from Colchester. Anyway, right,
No need for that.
it's turning into Jackie Pepe. I can't believe I've just seen that.
I can.
I just cannot believe what I've just seen.
I can. I grew up around here. He's no different to what I used to see a lot.
Stroud Green Road, just parked up.
Yeah. He's just parked up, and they're still struggling to get their luggage.
You know, that's the old builder thing that they've been nicking. Anyway, Kelly, so what else is there to be said here? United have no strikers. Yeah, it's true. Rashford could be out.
It's Martial. Was he Martial?
He always does well against us, doesn't he?
The question I need to ask, I know Man United fans watch this, but this is a question I've got for you. Why in a Sam Hill do they sell Lukaku and not replace him as centre forwards?
Yeah. They are missing that person, and he was scoring goals. I know he wasn't the greatest, but at least he scored goals, didn't he?
Yeah. It's like they when they do play,
and he's a handful for defenders as well.
You know, it's like Man United that when they do play well, they struggle to see games out because they haven't got that striker.
Yeah.
And Rashford doesn't want to play centre half.
There are a lot of games this year, and also I had a little chat with. I was having I've done a thing with Terry yesterday in the car.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be out very soon.
Yeah, you mean Terry Fleurs?
Yeah, and what was he saying about? He said they've dominated a lot of these games this season. Yeah,
That's what I've said. That's what I've said. I've watched Man United, virtually every Man United game, with the exception of West Ham. They struggle to see teams off.
Yeah.
They play beautifully against Wolves. They play really well against Wolves.
Last few months, because my friend has to get going. Pogba might be back. Yeah, I don't know who will win the midfield battle. Well, let's hope we will win. I mean, but as I say, Old Trafford. That's the man
Is that a 6-pointer for you?
That's the man I fear on
Danny
Mondays,
James.
Daniel James.
All right.
Especially if they're running.
So you want Chambers right back, all right?
Yeah, that could be.
And you remember Jefferson Montero? Remember the game when you Ty first puck and fell out? Yeah, remember that one when we lost 3-1 and you and Ty fell out and you had to go in?
Yeah, but who we got though? We got either that.
Is it 14-15? When you said it's people like you, it was that game when Chambers got roasted, Swansea away.
Yeah, I agree. But the one that said who we got, either it could make the Niles deal with him better. I'm not sure.
we just double up on him. We double up on him. It's simple. Whoever plays there, Pepe has to. If Pepe has to give our fullback.
He's the
protection.
one guy that worries me. But he's the one guy because.
Would he worry you if Pepe is protecting the right back?
Yeah,
Surely you don't want one-on-ones with that guy, regardless of whether it's Maitland-Niles, Bellerin, or Callum Chambers.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Chambers. Someone's put Chambers. Curtis Shaw, my friend Curtis Shaw.
Ian Curtis
says.
He says Chambers should start.
No, he said Chambers. No, he said. Curtis, what was that comment again? I missed it again, man.
Go in the thing and then you can
Hold
see.
on, let's see. Let's have a look at this.
So you're going up, yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go back to that. Where was he?
You go further, Curtis.
Oh, right. Curtis Shaw has to start. Yeah, I agree. He has to start Torreira in the base of the midfield. But what I will say, if he does start Torreira, he's got to be disciplined and stay. Not,
Yeah, but
that's the only thing I will say. Will he be disciplined and do that job again?
In terms of like Torreira playing there, do you think that Unai Emery, one of the reasons why Unai Emery's looked elsewhere, is because he hasn't stayed there? He hasn't stayed at that base of midfield, and he's tended to be adventurous because he sees other players not doing their jobs, but that means he leaves his station, and then he leaves gaps.
Well, they both speak Spanish, so they should understand what he should be understanding him more on that one. Good to see you really happy on AEF TV last night. Thank you very much. Although it was very difficult to do interviews when people are shouting in your ear.
A Liverpool fan, he wants us to congratulate him on going 6 out of 6. If you really,
Hey, what's that?
A Liverpool fan wants us to congratulate Liverpool for winning 6 out of 6 games.
Well, they don't. But it's a great start of the season. I've tipped them for the title this year.
So have I.
The only thing is that they got. I still think though they're not as good defensively to me as they were last season. There's some little cracks there at the back, but we'll see.
Do you think it's because their fullbacks are pushing up too much?
Maybe. Can you give me a gym plan, Kenny?
Basically, gym plan. It's all about the end of the day. 60% eating, what you eat, and 40% training. But one of the things you need to do is cardiovascular. You need to keep yourself fit. You need to be fit. So, for instance, before you start, 15 minutes on either the cross trainer or the running machine. But you get the heart pumping. That way, when you get the heart pumping, you're getting rid of all the visceral fat. Because when you train, you want to have some lean muscle, and that way, when you do your weights, you start off on like so the lowest, and you go every week. You go up by 2, and that's how you build your body. But you have to be fit. Don't just go in there and just do weights and do nothing else. It's not good for your organs. It's not good for your heart.
Someone, what was it? I'll go back to that comment. One comment before you go, Ken. Hold on. Oh, I can't do it. Where is it? Right, Aussie Gooner, please read this to Kenny. United sold Lukaku and Sanchez without replacing them because of the Europa, to keep up with the Europa League wages.
That I suppose that is a consideration. Unfortunately, it's killed Man United because, and I'm not so much Sanchez because his performances haven't justified that, but in terms of centre forward presence, Man United do need goals and they need them fast. I don't see where the goals come from, especially with Marcus Rashford.
I can't ask Kenny about Martinelli because you didn't see him last night.
Is it?
Martinelli, you haven't really seen him.
Well, I've seen him a few times in pre-season and everything, but in terms of Martinelli, that's your question really, isn't it? Is he ready for that first? Is he ready for at least being on the bench and coming off the bench? To give us another option.
I'll say this: I will judge him properly when we play Premier League opposition. I think he's got a good future. He's a good young player. But at the moment, we could have said that back. I remember Carlos Vela scoring a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened to him here?
Do we actually need him now with Lacazette being injured? we don't really need to, if he comes and gives me an option, we can actually let Lacazette heal properly, let his ankle heal properly,
it's a good option,
and not rush him.
It's good. I think he's a very talented young player, but whether he's completely ready for...
I don't see the goals. I'm still worried about where the goals come from about Lacazette. Because I just see Aubameyang getting them all again. You know what I mean?
We did look a bit in the first half, until the second half. First half we were... Oh, thank you very much, Sahab. Give us a wave, Kenny. Thank you very much.
Mate.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Do you think we should play... holding the closest thing we have to Tony Adams?
Big price.
No, but
big price.
I tell you what.
Well, you watched him yesterday.
He came up and from that corner, bang, straight in, mate. I love the guy.
Is he a long-term centre half for us at this club?
Martinelli will replace all Aubameyang. It says someone here. Who is the best player in the world at the moment?
I always say it's Cristiano Ronaldo because
I they're waiting a bit now, aren't they?
But you say that every time you write off Messi and Ronaldo, they come back with superb seasons. You just can't write those two off.
Listen, I know you've got to go, mate.
Look after yourself.
Kenny, what do you think of Saka? Kenny, before
love him. I love him already. But yeah, I think that he is going to be a good person. I pray that Unai Emery doesn't overplay him and he doesn't get a serious injury so we can see his progress because he'll save us a lot of money.
As we're going to get soaked here, we're going to call it a day.
See you later.
Have a great day, everyone.
See
Talk to you soon. Kenny, thanks.
No problems.